Well, good morning. Shannon Bradbury here with you at the Weather Network. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're enjoying your morning so far. As we take a look at our current conditions, some areas are getting into some rainfall throughout your commute, so we'll let you know those exact areas. 17 degrees right now in Toronto, but later on this afternoon, conditions are likely to improve. So as we look through our satellite and radar, just along the QEW, if you're heading out right now, that's likely where you're going to run into some showers. Also, just east of the GTA along the 401, for instance, portions of the 403 as well. But as you can see here, it's confined right through those lakeshore areas due to that energy over Michigan as well, that weak wave and a cold front moving through. So isolated severe as we head further to the east into portions of Quebec. But nonetheless, we do have that potential to see a thunderstorm popping up throughout your day today. So widespread and again, likely pop up throughout the afternoon, though, with that lake breeze that could enhance. So again, definitely stay tuned for more details on that throughout your day. As we play through the future radar, you can see, as I mentioned, throughout this afternoon, the risk for those showers is likely to taper off. So by noon hour or so, it's just some lingering showers for some further to the southwest. So the bulk of it will be out of the way by early afternoon, late morning. Temperature-wise, it's going to be nice and warm. 26 in Toronto, feeling like 33, 25 in Newmarket as well as in Peterborough, and 26 in Belleville for your afternoon. So a pretty seasonal day. Temperatures have been quite nice. As we play through your afternoon and then into your Wednesday, this does ease throughout the afternoon, then into the evening, looking pretty good. High pressure moves in place. So if you're making plans throughout this evening into your Wednesday, will you pick some good days to do it? High pressure remains widespread throughout the region into southern Quebec as well throughout Wednesday, right through the day. But then this next one is what we are going to wait for. So that'll be Thursday and into a Friday story. Temperature-wise, Wednesday, 25 in Toronto, feeling like 30. This is going to be a great day to get outside. 24 in Peterborough, feeling like 28. Essentially, we've got this upper trough situated over portions of the eastern prairies, northwestern Ontario. Temperatures are hot into northern Canada as well, into the Northwest Territories. Record warmth, all-time record warmth into some areas like Hay River. As we play this through, that upper trough slowly starts to move east. We start to get into a split flow. That'll help bring in that system from the west, rather. So we're talking more widespread rainfall come Thursday afternoon. By the time it reaches east toward the GTA, that's likely to be later on Thursday, maybe around the dinner hour, and then throughout the overnight. But areas further to the southwest, expect that throughout your late afternoon. Temperature-wise on Thursday, 24, feeling like 28 in Toronto. All right, coming up after your local forecast, we'll take as well as perhaps on TV. Glad you could tune in this morning. Shannon Bradbury here with you at the Weather Network. As you take a look across the country, just telling you what's going on. Look at this ridge really high over the eastern prairies into the northwest, or into the northern Canada, northwest territories rather. It is really hot there. We're actually talking record warmth. Meanwhile, that dip in the jet stream actually means good things across BC. Temperatures are back to that seasonal mark. Meanwhile, it's a little bit unsettled further to the east, so we will watch for that risk to see some thunderstorms throughout your day today. As we take a look at our live webcams, not too bad, pretty dark still, but some areas are dealing with showers. If you're heading out the door, something to keep in mind. Current conditions in Toronto, 17. Pretty overcast, light showers not out of the question. Those winds are calm as well. Just want to show you the radar where those areas are likely to pick up some rain. So if you're driving along the QEW toward Hamilton, you may run into some showers there right along the lakeshore areas as well. But throughout this morning, it's going to be spotty. Not everyone's going to run into it. I definitely ran into it traveling to Oakville from the west and actually dealt with a little bit of hydroplaning. Some really, really heavy rain coming down. So you may run into similar situations. How to stay safe when you're dealing with hydroplaning on the road. Take a look at this. All right, awesome stuff. Thanks, Michelle, for that. Some great tips and advice. We do have that thunderstorm threat, likely non-severe. Not everyone highlighted in this yellow is going to see those thunderstorms throughout the day, but just letting you know that it is a possibility. As we head further east, so that's where we're picking up isolated severe thunderstorms. Strong winds, heavy rain, and small hail will be those main concerns. This is a look now at our future radar. So as the afternoon progresses, we're going to see much better conditions behind. Even toward the late morning, a few isolated showers throughout the region toward the southwest, Niagara Falls, northern shores of Lake Erie. But again, it's going to be much better as we approach later on in this morning and into your afternoon. 26 in Toronto, 27 in Oakville. There's that risk for a thunderstorm. 25 in Newmarket. That lake breeze could enhance that for areas situated near those. This evening, 24 degrees and clear in Toronto. Take a closer look. Here is your local forecast. Waterloo region was under this tornado warning. That includes Kitchener, Waterloo, as well as Cambridge was under one, and even Guelph as well. So that was in Hawkesville, Ontario, not too far from Kitchener. Also, we had an EF0 tornado recorded in Leamington. So again, from the same storms that rolled through Friday evening. As we play through your future radar, dealing with some rainfall throughout your commute. However, later on this morning and then into your afternoon hours, conditions are going to get better. So that is good news. A few lingering showers are a possibility, and we could see a thunderstorm popping up with that northwesterly wind along those lake breezes. The bulk of the energy, though, as I move out of the way here, is further to the east, into eastern Ontario, as well as into portions of southern Quebec. That's throughout your afternoon. Nonetheless, it's still a risk, so definitely be prepared for that. Strong winds will be those main concerns, and heavy rainfall north toward cottage country as well. This afternoon, there's that risk for a thunderstorm in your icon. 26 degrees in Toronto, 24 in Ottawa. Pretty seasonal day. It's going to feel quite warm and humid, though. Feeling like 33 in Toronto, feeling like 31 in Newmarket. As we play through your day today with that cold front sliding through, it is going to be weak, so it's not going to affect your temperatures too much. High pressure moves in place later on tonight, and then into your Wednesday, shaping up to be an absolutely gorgeous day, so a day to get outside for sure, but this is coming in behind it. So let's dive into your long range. All right, so I just want to start by showing you what is happening all across the country. We do have this really high ridge of high pressure all the way into portions of northern Canada. Northwest Territories are really feeling the heat, also into the eastern prairies. But that will start to shift further to the east. So into the region, we'll start to feel that warmer air. That stays in place toward the end of the week. This split flow, though, it'll help to bring in some of this moisture as well. Just want to point out into eastern Canada, those in the Maritimes and Newfoundland, with that dip in the jet stream, temperatures are actually going to be pretty cold, into the mid-teens. Thank goodness that's not throughout the region, but as I mentioned, that split flow will help to bring in that system. So this will be a Thursday story into your Friday, depending on where you are. Areas further to the southwest toward Windsor, expecting that by the late afternoon. Risk for a thunderstorm as well as some heavy downpours at times. And then as the day progresses, this is stopped at 8 p.m. or so. So it really will be throughout Thursday night. Nonetheless, your Thursday, 24 degrees in Toronto, partly cloudy skies. All right, coming up after your local forecast, we'll take you to India and force of nature, flash flooding. All right, awesome stuff. Emily, better save some food. Lots of fun. So that's right outside of our Oakville studios. Not raining right now, but some areas may run into some showers if you are heading out the door. 17 in Toronto right now. Not dealing with any showers there either. But you can tell it's along the QEW toward the Niagara region, dealing with some rain, as well as just east of the GTA. It is scattered, though, behind that. If you are heading out again, something just keep in mind, give yourself a few extra minutes, because when it is raining, that can slow the commute down. This is a look ahead. So we see this upper ridge. It's really high over the west. Start to break down, shift further to the east. A split flow kind of develops, and we've got that risk to see some showers moving in. This has slowed off a little bit, so now we're looking, the timing-wise, southwestern Ontario, late afternoon Thursday, but by the time this reaches the GTA, likely to be throughout your Thursday night. So nonetheless, your Thursday actually looking like a much better day than it had been a couple days ago. 26 degrees in Toronto, though, this afternoon. We've got that risk for a thunderstorm isolated along that lake breeze as well that could pop up. 27 in Toronto, or rather London, a mix of sun and clouds there. Throughout your morning hours, Wednesday, 18 in Toronto, 16 in Barrie, 14 in Mount Forest. Wednesday is going to be an absolutely gorgeous day, so get outside and enjoy it. This high pressure stays in place. This is that next system that is moving in, and again, it is slow moving. Areas further to the north are getting into those showers a little bit earlier on, and then by the late afternoon into the evening hours, that'll start to move in west to east. So areas like Windsor, Leamington, Chatham, Kent, we'll see that a little bit earlier on. Kitchener, Waterloo by the dinner hour or so, and then the GTA likely to get into that throughout the evening hours. So this is stopped at about 8 p.m. or so, and it's only just touching the western and northern sides of the GTA. So your day Thursday not going to be too bad. 25 in Toronto on your Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud. Take a closer look. Here's your local forecast. Well, it is Tuesday, August 15th. Glad you can make us a part of your morning. Shannon Bradbury here with you at the Weather Network. Just want to take a look outside. Some areas across the region are dealing with some rainfall for the morning commute. However, Guelph, not looking too bad. London, a few showers you can tell on the ground there. Ottawa also later on in your day. That's where you're likely going to see that. Just want to give you a summary Ottawa's summary. Recorded daily rainfall 190 millimeters. This is in North Gower, so that's a portion of Ottawa. Wow, that is a lot of rain in just one day. 62% rainy days. Average is about 40%. As we look at our satellite and radar, some areas, as I mentioned, dealing with some rainfall. Grimsby, for instance, along the Niagara region. If you're heading out the door, something to keep in mind for your morning commute. However, it is likely just to be spotty throughout your day to day. That is going to ease. We also have the thunderstorm risk to talk about, but first I want to send things over to Emily, who is barbecuing in the Weather Network's parking lot. How's it going, Emily? Awesome stuff. Thanks, Emily, for that. All right, as I mentioned, that risk for a thunderstorm throughout the morning into the afternoon now, which is especially along that lake breeze because of more of a northwesterly wind. But the bulk of the energy further to the east into eastern Ontario and southern Quebec. Nonetheless, something to keep in mind throughout your Wednesday. High pressure moves in place. Absolutely gorgeous day temperature-wise. A mix of sun and cloud. But when we come back, we will talk about this next one that's expected to move in late Thursday into Friday. Stay with us. That's coming up next. Well, glad you could tune in this Tuesday morning. Shannon and Kelly here with you at the Weather Network. Hope you're enjoying the start of your day. Some areas are going to deal with some rainfall for the commute, but conditions are supposed to get better.
Yeah, across southern Ontario and Quebec, we are seeing a few spotty showers, but as we take a look at our future radar, we're going to start to see a little building instability through the afternoon, through the evening. So that is something we will have to keep an eye on. Shannon, there's a cold front kind of sinking through the area. So the most instability really focused across the eastern townships, southern portions of Quebec.
Yeah, exactly. So further east, isolated severe there. So we'll watch that main threat will be strong winds throughout your day today into your evening hours as well as that moves further toward the east. Temperature-wise, though, pretty nice. We're sitting near that seasonal mark.
For thunderstorms for the afternoon, but not this morning. Emily Vukovic is outside. She's grilling up a storm this morning. And Emily, what are you stirring right now?
Wouldn't you like to know, Kelly? I'm like...
All right, awesome stuff. Thank you, Emily. We'll continue to check in with Emily, who is at our Oakville studios in Ontario. Right on the patio there in the parking lot, having lots of fun. Into the future radar for...
that instability is there for today. This afternoon, we're looking at 25, the risk for thunderstorms for Montreal.
Well, good morning. Happy to have you along with us this morning. Shannon Bradbury and Rachel Schutzen with you here at the Weather Network as we take a look at our current conditions. 17 in Toronto right now, mostly cloudy skies. We do have that risk if you are heading out, if you are commuting this morning, to run into a shower. However, conditions for the most part appear to be improving throughout your day today, but we could see a stray shower. This is a look at our satellite and radar areas like Grimsby, seeing some rainfall further to the east toward Ottawa and into Montreal as well. We do have the threat to see a thunderstorm, which we will touch on. But first, Emily is outside of our Oakville studios, and she is cooking or barbecuing. How's it going, Emily? For that, and as Emily had mentioned, it looks good outside our Oakville studios. Some areas could run into a thunderstorm. We'll play through your future radar in a second, but we also do have that potential to see a pop-up thunderstorm along that lake breeze area, especially with a northwest wind. Isolated severe, though, as we head further to the east. It's due to a cold front moving through, a weak wave, and the cold front is going to be weak. So as we approach your Wednesday, temperatures aren't going to change too much. Future radar, you can tell as we time this out by the noon hour, just a few lingering showers throughout the region, so it's not going to be a washout by any means with that risk for a thunderstorm. Though this afternoon, right on seasonal, 26 in Toronto, feeling like 33, 24 in Barrie, feeling like 30. It's going to be pretty humid, but it's going to be a great day as we play out your day today into your Wednesday. Notice this high pressure, it does move in place as that cold front departs. A much better day. We have a mix of sun and cloud, no threat to see any rainfall or thunderstorms. It's going to be gorgeous. That next one, though, it is going to move into the region throughout Thursday, later on by the time it reaches the GTA into your Friday. All right, coming up after your local forecast. Good morning. It is Tuesday, August 15th already. Shannon Bradbury and for Rachel Schutzen this morning. We'll check in with Emily in just a second, but just want to take you across the country, show you what's happening. Essentially, we've got this really high ridge over portions of the eastern prairies, even into northwestern Ontario and into the Northwest Territories. Really, really hot there. Meanwhile, into BC, actually getting a little bit of relief. Temperatures back to that seasonal mark. For us throughout the region, we've got that risk for a lingering shower throughout your day today. You maybe ran into one while you were heading heading out if you were commuting earlier on. But as we look outside, absolutely gorgeous in Guelph and Etobicoke, the traffic there, Mississauga as well. Not seeing any rainfall currently. Some areas, again, though, already saw some. Grimsby right now into the Niagara region is where we are seeing those lingering showers. 17 degrees in Toronto currently, mostly cloudy skies. As we play through our radar, you can see conditions are improving toward the Niagara region is really just where we are seeing those showers right now. All right, we've got that thunderstorm threat, but we'll get to that in a second. On a brighter note, Emily is outside of our headquarters in Oakville. How's it going, Emily, this morning?
Inside to you.
A good day for eating. All right, awesome stuff, Emily. We do have that threat to see a pop-up thunderstorm. We're not saying it's a washout. Not all of these areas are going to deal with thunderstorms throughout your day. That is not likely, but we do have that risk. Isolated severe further to the east. That's where the bulk of the energy is with that cold front as it swings through. Future radar, you can see for yourself that the showers are really going to ease late morning into the afternoon. So a few lingering further to the southwest, but nonetheless, it's not going to be a washout. Your temperatures are going to be warm. This afternoon, a seasonal day, 26 in Toronto. It's going to feel closer to that 30 mark this evening. Clear skies and 24. A great night to head outside if you want to take some of those recipes Emily's sharing with us and do a barbecue or grill. Well, a great night to do it. Here's a closer look at your local forecast. All right, awesome stuff. Thanks, Emily, for that. Lots of fun. It's a nice day. It's going to be a nice evening also for some barbecuing. So definitely stay tuned because Emily is going to bring us some more tips, some more ideas for the grill and the barbecue. 17 degrees right now in Toronto, mostly cloudy skies. Some areas are seeing a shower moving through. Not a washout by any means, but it is a bit scattered in nature. Further east, though, I want to point out that's where the bulk of the energy is. So toward Ottawa, even Cornwall, and into portions of Montreal and Gatineau. That's where we're seeing the heaviest rain, but if you are heading out the door, give yourself some extra time, maybe bring a raincoat just in case. As we take a look at what's happening across the country, we've got that high ridge, as you could see, over the eastern prairies into parts of northern Canada, and then it sinks further to the east. We start to get into a split flow. That'll help bring in some of the warmth as well as some of that rainfall. So this next system we are going to expect a little bit later now in timing, so it will be later Thursday, and we'll time it out for you throughout the hour, but essentially throughout the GTA, we'll get into that likely late Thursday night, southwestern Ontario by late afternoon. This afternoon, though, your temperature is 26 in Toronto, 27 in Windsor. With that humidex, it's going to feel into the 30s. 18 degrees in Toronto. That's for your morning. Wednesday is going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. If you're looking for a day to do something outside this week, well, Wednesday, you couldn't really go wrong. High pressure is going to be in place. This is that next one that I mentioned, so it is going to track in with that split flow. Areas further to the north, you're going to see it a little bit earlier on, and then southwestern Ontario. So this is about late afternoon. This, though, was stopped at 8 p.m. So just to give you an idea of how far it's really made it toward the GTA, western and northern sections of the GTA are going to likely see that around 8 or 9 or so, and then it'll spread in throughout the overnight hours. Lingering showers expected throughout your Friday. So Wednesday, 25 in Oakville as well as in Toronto, a mix of sun and cloud. It's going to be so gorgeous. 25 in Mississauga and 24 in Newmarket. As we take you to Thursday, 24 in Toronto. Notice no rain in the icon because we're going to get into this system a little bit later on, so not a washout either. 25 in Peterborough as well as in Ottawa. Your weather story continues. Here's a look at your local forecast. Happy to have you along with us on this Tuesday, August 15th already. Shannon Bradbury here with you at the Weather Network. We're going to check in with Emily in just a second, but just want to take a look at some of our webcams across the region into Barrie, London, as well as into Guelph and Ottawa. Not too bad. A pretty nice start to the day. You maybe ran into some rainfall earlier on this morning. I sure did, coming from the west toward Oakville at our headquarters. Just want to show you how much rain. This is some statistics from Ottawa. 190 millimeters. That's on one day in North Gower. 62% rainy days, average about 40. It has been a rainy season. We've got rain in the forecast potentially today. Conditions, though, are going to get much better. And outside our studios in Oakville, where Emily is, it is pretty nice. The rain has moved by. It was really just those pre-dawn hours where we saw some showers. But she's cooking up a storm. How's it going, Emily? All right, lots of fun. Great stuff. Thanks, Emily. All right, we do have that slight risk to see a shower, a lingering shower throughout the late morning into your afternoon, but the bulk of that, as I mentioned, really fell throughout the overnight hours into pre-dawn. So as we take a look at our satellite and radar, not much happening except for further to the east toward Cornwall, into Ottawa, as well as into Gatineau and Montreal. The bulk of the energy throughout the afternoon does shift and stay further to the east. However, there are low to moderate amounts across the region, so we do have that potential to see a thunderstorm popping up. Strong winds will be that main threat, but again, the bulk of it toward the east, isolated severe there. Come Wednesday, going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. This cold front moves through tonight, and nonetheless, it's a weak cold front, so your temperatures aren't going to change much. High pressure moves in place, and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous across the entire region. This next one, though, is approaching, and we're going to see that late Thursday into Friday. We'll break down all those details coming up. Stay with us. That's next.
All right, thanks for that, Emily. And Shannon, have you ever had steak for breakfast?
No.
No, but I guess technically this is lunch for us now, right? Because we've been up since 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's true. This is lunch. It'll work.
And waking up this morning, if you were in through the GTA, probably saw some showers.
Yeah, definitely. I certainly did when I came from the west toward our studios in Oakville, and some heavy rainfall toward the Cambridge area and Guelph. But, you know, that's since passed. As we look at our future radar, conditions, too, are going to improve. It is further east, but we do have that threat across southern Ontario, even toward North Bay, to see a thunderstorm popping up throughout the day today.
Likely a cold front that's sinking down from the north will interact with some lake breeze convergence, especially along Lake Erie, Shannon. So that's why we have kind of painted this whole area under the risk, but not
neat. Thanks for sending this one in. You can send us your time-lapse videos and photos. That's along the St. Lawrence, just west of Quebec City area.
So those areas probably have the chance for seeing active weather once again today. Again, kind of isolated in nature, a little bit more scattered through the afternoon and evening. As we take a look at forecast conditions,
portions of New Brunswick to see a pop-up thunderstorm as well, likely non-severe there though.
As we take a look at winds for today, a little bit breezy across Newfoundland, but again, lots of sunshine in through the Maritimes. We'll see some stronger winds pick up through the afternoon.
Your Tuesday morning, Shannon Bradbury here with you at the Weather Network as we take a look outside Toronto. Current conditions 17 degrees, already seeing some sunny breaks as well. We had some rainfall rolling through the region throughout the overnight hours into pre-dawn. I drove into some, but that was earlier on, so I'm sure for your commute it was in the clear, except for along the QEW. We saw some showers around the 6 o'clock hour or so, but yeah, much better conditions, and the future radar looks pretty good as well. Outside, over to Emily, who is cooking up a storm outside of our headquarters in Oakville. And Emily, I know you're cooking so much, and you know you're eating away and you're having so much fun. I just had the pleasure to taste some of the pudding. It was brought back inside, so it was absolutely delicious. It was so good. What are you making now? All right, awesome stuff. Lots of fun. Thanks, Emily, for that. I'd have to say it might be a little too early for steak for some people. Not Emily, though. Eastern Ontario and then into southern Quebec is where we are watching for isolated severe thunderstorms. But with that cold front and that lake breeze, we could see some thunderstorms popping up throughout the region throughout your day today. Not saying everyone will, but it is a risk. As we play through the future radar, much better conditions ahead as well. A few spotty showers, and again, associated with those thunderstorms, we could see some showers as well. But it's not going to be a wash out of a day, and as you can already see outside with Emily in Oakville, it looks pretty nice. 26 in Toronto this afternoon, feeling like 33. It's going to be a hot one. 24 in Barrie, feeling like 30. All right, coming up after your local forecast and force of nature, we'll take you to India. Hope you're having a fantastic start to the day. Shannon Bradbury here with you at the Weather Network. It is Tuesday, August 15th already. Just want to show you what's happening all across the country. We do have this really high ridge of high pressure bringing a lot of heat toward the Northwest Territories, also into the eastern prairies. It is warm. That's going to slowly sink further to the east, and we've got that risk to see some showers later on in the week. We'll touch on that throughout the hour, but just want to focus on right now. We had a rainy start to the overnight hours into the early morning. Depending on when you were up and when you traveled, I ran into some showers on my way here, but again, that was throughout pre-dawn, kind of 2, 3 a.m. or so. However, now conditions have really improved. As we look outside, sunny skies all around. Currently, we're sitting at about 17 degrees in Toronto, seeing some sunnier breaks as well. Clouds in the mix, but nonetheless, it is rain-free. Emily is out on our patio at our Oakville studios, cooking away. How's it going, Emily? All right, awesome stuff. Thanks, Emily, for that. Those are massive stakes that they are making there. Massive stakes. As we look at our radar, you can tell we saw some showers earlier on this morning. You maybe ran into them if you were traveling along the QEW, perhaps near Niagara or along the lakeshore areas throughout the GTA. We saw some showers there as well, but that has passed, and we are seeing a really nice mix of sun and cloud now for the most part. We've got that risk, though, for a pop-up thunderstorm with a northwest wind, so that lake breeze, those areas could see that associated with that cold front as well. Further to the east, isolated severe, so higher confidence there toward eastern Ontario through southern Quebec as well, and then continuing further east. As we play through the future radar, you can tell really not much is happening because as the day progresses, we've got that slight risk to see some isolated showers popping up with that risk to see some thunderstorms. So Toronto yourself, about 40% chance or so of those thunderstorms. So it is low, but that risk is certainly there. 26 degrees in Toronto this afternoon, 26 in Pickering, and 26 in Markham. It's going to feel pretty humid, closer to the 30-degree mark. 22 in Markham and 24 in Toronto this evening. As we approach your Wednesday, widespread sunshine. High pressure is going to remain in place. Here's a closer look at your local forecast. Stay with us. Hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday so far. Shannon Bradbury here with you. In for Rachel Schutzen this morning. We had a pretty rainy start to the early morning hours, but since then, many areas across the region are seeing nice sunny skies. We've got that risk to see a lingering shower. This is a look at our satellite and radar, though, so not much happening. Most of that has moved offshore now. Just want to show you essentially what's happening as we approach late week. Essentially, we've got this really high ridge over portions of the prairies into the Northwest Territories, bringing the heat there. Then we kind of get into this split flow that's going to bring in some rainfall. This is expected to be Thursday, late Thursday for the GTA. Southwestern Ontario will be late afternoon for you, and also bringing in some warmer temperatures. Notice, though, further to the east, that dip in the jet stream. So temperatures there are actually going to cool off some. This afternoon, though, 24 degrees in Barrie, 26 in Toronto. We've got that slight risk for a thunderstorm, 27 in London as well as in Windsor. It's going to be a seasonal day for your Wednesday morning, 18 in Toronto, 16 in Newmarket as well as in Peterborough. Wednesday, absolutely gorgeous day, probably the best day this week. This high pressure is going to remain in place for the whole entire day. We're going to see that moving in tonight, lasting throughout your Wednesday, part of Thursday, and then we see this next system. So that's that one that I was explaining. So later Thursday night for those throughout the GTA, it will spread west to east, though, come Thursday. Thursday is likely not to be a washout, though. We'll take a look at your temperatures in a second, but Emily is outside enjoying the sunshine, and she's also got some amazing eats for us. What are you cooking up, Emily?
Oh, Shannon, honestly, I think I've started every hit with, oh, Shannon. Because every single time you come to me, I'm just about to enjoy something delicious. Oh, don't judge. Nobody judge me.
Well, this one's your steak, right?
Right.
And that one's mine, right?
Oh, my God. Steak for breakfast? Are you kidding me? It is fantastic. You can check out more with David on our website later on. I'm totally talking about Vivifull. I'm sorry. I'm just going to send it back in, and I'm going to look this way.
This tastes great.
Awesome stuff, Emily. Well, you better save some because I am coming for some of that steak. 25 in Toronto, 25 in Mississauga. This is for Wednesday. Widespread sunshine. It's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. Even tonight as well, it is going to be a nice day if you're planning on doing some barbecuing. Thursday, there's that risk for a shower to move in. Southwestern Ontario gets into it a little bit earlier on, and then it spreads further to the east. You can take a closer look in your local forecast. Stay with us. Your weather story continues. Hope you're enjoying your day so far. Shannon Bradbury in for Rachel Schutzen this morning as we take a look at our webcams across the region. Absolutely gorgeous start to the day. If you did travel, if you were out on the roads earlier on, before 6 or 5 o'clock or so, we saw some rainy skies. Guelph dealt with some foggy conditions as well. About 25 degrees, though, your high in Guelph today. Going to be absolutely gorgeous. Just want to show you how much rain actually fell in Ottawa. So we have record daily rainfall. Just in one day, 190 millimeters of rain. That's in North Gower, so a part of Ottawa. Rainy days, 62%. Wow, received so much rainfall. Throughout the day today, the bulk of the energy is also further to the east, unfortunately, because they've already received so much rain. Not really wanting any more, but you can see there thunderstorms popping up along the Ontario-Quebec border. Throughout the region, we could see some more showers, but nonetheless, it's just going to be spotty. It's not going to be a washout of a day at all. We've got that slight risk for a thunderstorm, which we will touch on on. But first, I just want to send things outside to Emily, who is cooking away. And Emily, you've been showing us these just ginormous steaks. Have you tried it yet?
Taste it soon, Shannon. Back inside to you.
Looks delicious. Awesome stuff. Steak for breakfast. Thanks, Emily, for that. This is a look at how much energy we're dealing with. So we do have that threat to see a thunderstorm. The bulk of it, though, throughout the day today is further to the east. But nonetheless, be prepared. You may see a thunderstorm popping up with that northwest wind, that lake breeze, as well as that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people think duck legs aren't sexy, but you haven't tried mine.
I guess. I mean, I'm going to have to try them and see if they're sexy or not. All right. With that being said, I'm going to send things back inside to you in the studio.
All right.
Sexy duck legs. We're looking forward to those sexy duck legs.
I'm intrigued to see more. All right, Shannon and Kelly with you at the Weather Network. Thanks, Emily, for that. Taking a look, though, at our future radar, where we could see some showers primarily further east. That's where the bulk of that energy is. But further south, we saw some earlier on, and it's not out of the question a lingering shower today.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on Montreal. You're seeing some good amount of rain and thunderstorms moving across the area. That's going to pick up through the afternoon and evening, as well as daytime heating kind of fuels that instability, and a cold front slicing through that hot and humid air mass, and we'll see those thunderstorms pop up. But, you know, not everyone, Shannon, in southern Ontario is going to see those thunderstorms, probably just a few isolated areas.
Yeah, it's definitely a rainy, so really, really neat. That's in just west and south of Quebec City.
Yeah, and we're probably going to be seeing thunderstorms in those areas once again, as for thunderstorms continuing into the afternoon, as you are seeing some showers and thunderstorms this morning. And Shannon, a pretty fantastic start to the day in Newfoundland. Look at our satellite.
Yeah, wow,
no cloud cover.
Not a cloud in the sky. Well, it is Tuesday, August 15th. I hope you're enjoying your day so far. Shannon Bradbury here with you at the Weather Network. If you were traveling throughout the really early morning hours or overnight, you maybe ran into some rainfall. But for the most part, much of that rainfall cleared out by the morning commute. Some areas along the QEW saw some showers. This is a look at our satellite and radar from earlier on this morning, and you can already tell conditions started to improve. Throughout your afternoon, we've got that slight risk for a thunderstorm throughout the region. Again, for Toronto, this is about a 40% chance or so it is just a slight risk. But again, it is something to keep in mind. Strong winds will be that main concern if they pop up with that lake breeze, and then also isolated severe further to the east. So that's due to that cold front as well slicing through. We'll take a look at your future radar and your temperatures in a second, but it's been a fun morning. Emily has been outside of our Oakville studios cooking up a storm. Emily? Awesome stuff. Looks delicious. Thanks, Emily, for that. I tried the pudding. So good. Absolutely delicious. As we play through the future radar, a few spotty showers are a possibility throughout your afternoon, but nonetheless, it's not going to be a washout by any means. Your temperatures are seasonal, too. 26 in Toronto, 25 in Newmarket, feeling into the 30s. Coming up next, we'll take you to Force of Nature. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday so far, wherever you are across the region. Glad you can make us a part of your day. Shannon Bradbury here with you at the Weather Network. Just want to show you what's happening all across the country. Notice this ridge really high over portions of the prairies into the northwest territories, rather. It is really, really hot there. We're actually talking record warmth into portions of northern Canada. That's how warm it is. Essentially, this high, or rather that ridge, is going to extend further east, and it's going to bring us some active weather, as well as some warmer temperatures toward the end of the week. We'll break down more details in the long-range forecast throughout the hour, but taking a look at our webcams, absolutely gorgeous day so far. We've got that slight risk to see a shower earlier on as we play through the radar. This is from earlier on this morning. We saw some showers as well, but nonetheless, it is a nice day. And switching things over to Emily, who is on our patio at our Oakville studios here at the Weather Network, and she is cooking away, making some steaks, making some pudding. How's it going, Emily?
That's just
What's a bigger piece?
Well, no, I have a pretty big nose. Let's be honest. You didn't just say that. Okay, all right, here we go. Oh, Shannon, oh my goodness. It's so tender, it's so good. I'll save you a piece, though, I promise. Those steaks are about 2 pounds each, so me and you, we could share a little.
Awesome stuff. I hope so. Thanks, Emily, for that. Well, if you are planning on doing some grilling or barbecuing outside tonight throughout the region, it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous night to do so. Throughout the day, we've got that slight risk to see a thunderstorm popping up with that lake breeze as well as that cold front. Isolated severe, though. The bulk of the energy is further east toward eastern Ontario and into Quebec down the St. Lawrence as well. So this is a look at our future radar. We could see some showers developing throughout your afternoon, but I just want to point out it's not going to be a washout at all. It's going to be a nice day. This This afternoon, there's that risk for a thunderstorm. We've got about 40% chance or so for Toronto. 26 degrees, that's a seasonal day, 25 in Newmarket. This evening, there is your barbecuing and grilling weather. 24 in Toronto, clear skies, 22 in Markham as well as into Oshawa. Wednesday, well, another absolutely gorgeous day, 25 in Toronto. High pressure stays in place. The next one will break down that throughout the hour, Thursday into Friday. Your local forecast starts now.